Welcome to D&D Conversations Over Coffee. I'm Jen the Blind Bard, and I'm sitting at Tailweaver's Tavern with my morning cup, and I'm excited to talk to you about D&D and all things RPG. I just wanted to let you know a couple of things. We are getting some feedback issues. So for obvious reasons, I'm not going to be able to see the chat. So my lovely husband, the Worldly Wizard, is modding for me today. And he's going to let me know when chat messages come in. And so if for some reason I stop talking mid-sentence, it's only because I have not yet mastered the skill of listening with one ear and talking in the other ear, which I will eventually get. So I wanted to start off with some community and channel updates. We are currently, I wanted to thank everybody. We are sitting at 647 subscribers, and that's just amazing to me. Without you, this channel wouldn't even exist. So thank you all so much. I appreciate that you're on this journey with me, and that you have just been so great in the comments, a lot of helpful feedback and advice. And I realize that, I take sometimes a little longer than most to respond to comments, but just know that I read every single comment that comes in, and I really love interacting with you in the comments. So just know that if I don't answer you right away, I will get to it. I promise. So the next thing that I want to let you know about is that I am in the process of making more long-form content. I've had some requests to make longer videos about different things, and I don't know if she's in the comments or they're in the comments today, This Possum Knits, but they asked me to make a video about some stuff that has come up in their game. And in the process of doing that, I've got one video filmed already. And I realized when I was in the process of making that video that it was actually, I had a lot to say. So I turned it into like a series of videos. So the first one is filmed, and then we're doing B-roll for it. I'm hoping to have it out soon, maybe a couple weeks. And then the next thing I'm working on is the blind-friendly dark dungeon. So what that looks like is it's going to be like a traditional one-shot, except the map. It's not going to have a traditional map. Instead, the map is going to be completely text-based, because I found that when looking at modules and trying to figure out how to run them, I can't see the map, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one with this problem. So I'm hoping to make a blind-friendly text-based dungeon with a map that we can run seamlessly, and I'll let you know when I finish that. Also in the works is a Discord. So when I get that up and running and I have some content to put over there, I will open it up for everyone to join. What I'm hoping to do is have a place where everybody is welcome to share their tips and tricks. Because when I went to PAX, I was on a PAX panel. When I went there, I met a lot of people that had experience with neurodiversity and autism and all sorts of things. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to have a place where we could all come together and just share the information with each other and make our games better. So if that's something you're interested in, it's going to be called Accessible Realms, and I'll let you know when it's up and running. And to that end, I also wanted to extend the invitation. If you have something you would like me to talk about on the stream here or make a video about, just let me know. You can drop a comment in one of my videos, or I also have a business email in my bio. So feel free to use that. That's what it's there for. And I will do my best to answer all the questions. And also let me know if you want me to do like a Ask Me Anything session. I'd be happy to do that as well. So, do we have any questions before we move on to the next portion of the stream? Okay. Oh yeah. Well, if Twin Steel is in the chat today, hello and thank you for coming, and thank you for the comment. Okay, so next thing I wanted to talk about is the things that help me get into character. There's a ton. Like the sessions I'm playing right now, it's ShadowDark, so I have a lot of different things that I use to get me set up. This HP, I don't know if you can see it. If I can put it up towards the camera, everyone see the HP markers in there, like skull markers. That's what I use to track my HP. So I'll take them out and put them back in as I use them and lose them and gain them back. And then I have this little guy. See if I can open it. It's my Pixels D6. And hopefully you can see that it lights up. And that's been really helpful. I have some D20s as well. And then this is really cool. This is kind of like my, we call it a story box. So I used to be a special education teacher for Perkins School, and we learned about story boxes, and that's things that they use to enhance the story. So this is my little dice bag, and it has, okay, yes, it does have coins, but it also has these little, this is like an axe and a shield here. Let me see. There. So these kind of remind me of like what the weapons are on my character sheet, so I know what I have. And then, of course, a bunch of coins, gems. Oh, I just took out gems. But this is like just a coin. And I use it for like not only in-game coins, but like the one luck thing that the ShadowDark system gives you. So that's pretty cool. And also, this is a key that I found in my travels. And these things just help remind me of what I have in my character sheet, because I can't always see it. And I don't really always have time to look at it. So it's super helpful. And then, of course, we have the Braille dice, Dots RPG dice. And these are super helpful too, because when I'm not using pixels, I'm using these. And the lights can be completely off and I'll still be able to know what I rolled, which is amazing. So, and talking about ShadowDark, there's a lot of things that I love about this game. We're going through the first Cursed Scroll now. And it just made me realize, like, I was thinking about the last session we played all this week. And I'm thinking, what makes this game stand out from all the other games I've played? Because I've played a lot of different systems, a lot of different games, but this one is particularly fun and special. And I was just wondering, like, I was just reflecting on what makes it that way. And I think one thing that helps is the way the DM sets up the scene. So he uses music to set the scene and the tone, and just kind of brings you in, especially this last session. And he also uses the meditation candles as timers. And this is cool because when the candle goes out, you're in complete darkness. And we actually shut off the lights when that happened this past session to make it even more immersive. And Whirly Wizard, I did not hear what you just said. So, so I can hear you, yes. So the Worldly Wizard always DMs for us, and he always starts us off with more questions than we have answers to. And that's kind of really what drives me in this game. I'm always trying to figure out, be like one step ahead of the big bad, which has not happened to date yet. So we're starting off with, just like a pounding at the door, and wakes us all up, and we're calling out, and we hear a muffled reply. We call out again, and then nothing, and we don't know what to think. So finally we work up the courage to answer the door, and we see this guy on the floor. He's got a bag over his head, and we bring him in, we take off the bag, and then we realize it's Ricket. And we have to go back to session 1 because Ricket was our guide when we were in the cursed city of Denduran. We didn't know where we were. We didn't know what was going on. We had no memories. But Ricket told us that we were sent by the Guild Reaper's Mark to retrieve a signet ring of the Witch Queen. And when we all supposedly had a writ in our pocket. So I'm checking my pockets for this piece of paper. And the DM says, "Not actually. I didn't physically put it in your pocket." And everyone laughed. And one of my friends said, "Oh, she's being very blonde today." So the long and short of it is, we actually were reincarnated dead people, but we didn't find out until the end of the session. And this character, Ricket, he was our guide. And he was very weird because he had this way of talking. Ricket knows how to get everywhere. Ricket's lost. Ricket's always lost. Ricket lives here. And right away we were kind of suspicious of him and suspicious of each other because we didn't know each other or how we got there. So we're trying to navigate this place so we can go home and figure out where the heck we are and what year it is. And so he took us through the sewers and the many dangers of this cursed city. And we came upon the Tower of the Witch Queen. And we did eventually retrieve the ring, although we almost died. So I look at him, and immediately I notice a difference because it's not the same Ricket I met back then. Now he speaks in full sentences instead of using Ricket needs help. Ricket lives here. Now it's, can I go now? So we untie him, and he wants nothing to do with us because he thinks that we were instrumental in killing his queen. He doesn't remember helping us. He denies it, actually. And he calls my sister's character, Relil, who actually has the ring currently, a murderer. And he has turned against us. And I'm thinking, this isn't good. Like, I didn't trust him before, but we don't trust him now because obviously we figured out later that he was possessed by something. So whatever it was has left. And now this is like the actual character, Rickett, and he's completely different. Now, I don't know. We don't know what he has to do with the Witch Queen. Probably he's one of her minions. But we know that he's the key to something. And then Bizarria shows up. Bizarria. I keep on wanting to call her Bizarria, but it's not. She is a she-devil that we met in session 3. Oh, thanks, Twin Steel. So basically what happens there is we decide to go to this guy Haldren's tower because he's a wizard and he could probably give us some context as to where we are. But when we get there, nothing. And basically what happens is we explore his tower and we find a whole bunch of gold. And then I find, let me see if I can show you this. This chest, which at the time was locked, but it's not now because I opened it. But I didn't know what was in here. I couldn't open it. So and that's where I met Bizarria. And we kind of bonded during this session because we kind of split the party so that we could explore more thoroughly. And I opened some cabinets that had like tree stumps in them and demons came out. And so I'm trying to fight the demons myself, but I'm too overwhelmed. And she offers to help if I'll untie her. And, you know, my character, Ardlin, she knows it's a bad idea, but she also knows that she has no choice if she wants to get out of this alive. So she does. And they together we defeat them. And I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on. Like, who are these things? Why are the tree stumps like filled with brownish red liquid? And why the demons are coming out? And she's coming to the realization that it only started after we escaped the city of Dendurin. And I'm thinking, oh God, what did we just do? Did we just help something inadvertently and like set something loose on the world? And so now she's feeling really bad about this whole thing. So she's trying to explain it to Bizarria and not tell her that the Witch Queen's dead because she kind of feels guilty. And so fast forward to now when Bizarria shows up and she says, what have you done? Now we're at this monastery where a big battle has taken place. And there's all sorts of, we went to this monastery where the Knights of Yidris live because Ralil, she's another one of my friends in the party. And she is like, that's her patron god. So we went to talk to this person, Justinia. And that's when the herald came, and they demanded that we go with them. And she gave her life to protect us. There was this huge battle, and it didn't go well. And everyone ended up being killed off. And we found Justinia too late to save her. And so now Ardlyn is feeling really guilty about that. But she's also in shock. So it hasn't really sunk in that they had caused this whole thing. So Visaria says, "What have you done? Yidris is dead at your feet." And so she's kind of insinuating that it's our fault. And Ardlyn feels really guilty because she feels like we are just as much pawns as the other people. And, Rickett hates us now, but he's just as much of a pawn because he was possessed by something else. And we know that ring that Berlil now has in her possession is important. Why it's important, we don't know. We don't want to put it on because we're afraid of what it can do, but we haven't really found anyone that could tell us anything about it. So Rickett was asking for the ring, and Relil, my sister's character, she refused to give it back because she wants to protect it because she doesn't know what it is. So Visaria says, "Well, I've done all I can do." So in the background, while we're doing things, she supposedly she went to find Rickett and learned about the Witch Queen's death, which is why she showed up. And she says to us, "I can offer a deal." And she takes a coin and she drops it on the ground. And she says, "Anyone who picks it up binds all three of us to her forever." She's like, "If you drop it, I will come and I will assist you. But the price of that is being bound to me in hell forever." So, like I said, Ardlyn, Ardlyn is tempted because she feels bad that she's essentially being blamed for letting loose something that she doesn't really know what the ramifications are. And they were just doing it to get out of a situation. They didn't really know what they were doing. So she's just feeling really bad, and she wants to prove herself to Visaria and to everyone. Like, "I'm a good person. I'm just trying to make this right." So she's very tempted. And eventually she does pick up the ring. And everyone's kind of upset. So, yes, she does pick up the coin. What did I say? The ring? Yeah, so she grabs the coin, and she hasn't done anything with it yet. It won't activate unless she drops it. So everyone else decides that they're going to go to the well because that's where Visaria told them Haldren was going. And they want to talk to Haldren because he's involved in this somehow, and they don't really know how. But they're hoping to find some information. So they get there, they go down the well, and it's like an underground chamber. Yeah, so that coin binds all of us. So I pick it up, and then me, Ardlyn, Relil, and my friend Allison's character, Unglax, we're all bound to her. So it's a bargain that well, actually Ardlin struck with her, but it binds everybody. So we get down and there's like just gross water at the bottom of it. And I think there might be some shining light. And I think Relil is the only one that actually has a light, because she is a priest and can make light. My character is a seer. So we're going down these catacombs, sloshing through like stagnant water. And we see a man laying on the ground. So we go in and talk to him, try to. It looks like he's just unconscious. So I feel for a pulse, and there's a faint pulse, but nothing's he's not waking up. So Relil tries to heal him and it doesn't work. Nothing happens. So then we venture a little further and we see a whole bunch of dead demons, but everyone knows that demons don't die. They'll probably just be reincarnated back later. And then we venture on and we see this chair with something curled up in it, something dark. And Ardlin decides she's going to go investigate it. It's guarded by two statues, and they immediately, as she gets closer, block her way. And she doesn't understand why. She tries to go around them, same thing. So she's kind of at a loss. So then everyone decides that they're going to help the guy out of the well. And we find out, because the DM kind of slips and makes a mistake, that it's Haldren. So the two hefty characters try to help him up. But what ends up happening is the minute they touch him, their strength starts to fade and they fall unconscious. And that's kind of... Thank you. Ha. Yeah, well, she has some pretty amazing powers, and I never thought I would be a seer, but when we randoed the characters, I came up as human seer. So, and that's interesting because I never typically play humans because I think they're boring, but she's actually a really fun character to play. So I'm glad I did that. And then, so after they fell unconscious, Ardlin noticed that there was a key around his neck. She takes it and she opens. She tries to, because the key that she has doesn't work. So she tries to open this. She tries to open the thing. She puts it in, and this is the lock and the key that goes with it. So I don't know. This was originally on the chest. And so this is what she finds inside, all these gems. So she takes them and she said, I'm going to offer them to the statues. And the statues, although they don't really talk out loud, she hears a booming voice say, the echo only accepts one offering. And she's like, what? What does that mean? So she takes all of the gems and she puts them in Haldren's hand. And he immediately wakes up and sits up. And that's the last thing she sees before she falls unconscious too. And she had planned to summon Visaria after that, but she never had a chance to use that coin. Now she's laying unconscious. And that's where the DM left it. So I have no idea what's going to happen next. I've been thinking about it pretty much all week because I really love the dynamic of this campaign. Like, it kind of makes me feel like, okay, what did I learn about Ardlyn this week? So I know that she has some kind of like approval issues because she wants approval from people. Obviously, it's pretty clear to me that she's like, I'm a good person. I'm just trying to do my best and get out of a bad situation, and I want to make things right. So let's all work together. And so she wants Visaria to approve of her. She wants pretty much everyone to approve of her. And she has her own mind. So she takes advice from people, but she will do what she's going to do, even if she thinks it could be a bad idea. And I don't know. Ardlyn wants to kind of find Rickett and talk to him too, because she knows that he has the key to all of this. She wants to find out more about that and what he's doing, what his role is in all this, and what Visaria's role is in all this too, because she thinks that the only way that they're going to make things right is to work together with these people, and no matter what that takes. And I'm always interested in role play and the dynamics of role play. I'm the kind of person that, like, out of game, I'm the kind of person that would rather talk to a monster first before throwing the first blow. And that I think those social dynamics are very exciting to me. Okay. The other thing is, I really like how the DM, in this case, my husband, how he has everything arranged, because he just throws us right into the middle of everything, and there's always a question, and he never gives us the opportunity to not act on information. It's right there, it's relevant, and oh, well, we don't really know, so at the beginning, he had a very specific way of speaking. So, Rickett needs help. Rickett could get everywhere, so that's how he talked. But at the end, when the Witch Queen didn't have his ring anymore, he was able to, at the very end scene, he was able to go and touch the Witch Queen, and she crumpled. And then he says to my character, he says to Ardlyn, I have been waiting to do that for years. She's been avoiding me all this time. And then he said, no one can escape death. That ring there is important. So I feel like he was very simplistic at first. He had a very distinct way of talking. And then after, he totally changed. And now he kind of just sounds like a normal person. Like, can I go there? I don't want to stay with people that murdered my queen, And then the other thing that happened is after talking to him, and after the Witch Queen kind of crumpled, he crumpled too. And then he sat up and he was like looking at us like he didn't know us. And he was like scared, and then he just like ran out of the room. So that to me makes me think that he was possessed by something. So I kind of want to know more about that. I want to know what he remembers, if he remembers anything. And I want to try and convince him that we are on his side and we just want to put right whatever we did. And I feel like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I also don't know, like, is he working for someone else? I don't know. Yeah, I think somebody possessed him. And that's what I feel like. I just need to find out more about that. But what I like about the session is, the DM just kind of throws us in, and he doesn't even give us time to, like, we have no choice but to take the hook. We can't not. The paper we looked at was pretty compelling. It just said, by the hand of the Undying One, your I don't know. It was like a something about, you are contractually bound to retrieve the signet ring of the Witch Queen from Reaper's Mark, and your defiance will be paid in blood. So it kind of gave us no choice. But I love his characters because they are very dynamic. Visaria is kind of snarky, and at first she wouldn't talk to me because of my heritage, and that in fact I was a seer. But I think we bonded over the whole battle with the demons and the fact that I set her free. And she's hoping that I'll lead her to Haldren, but I really don't want to do that because I know she just wants to kill him because he captured her in order to find out information, and she doesn't like being chained up. So, but yeah, it's I liked how the characters are in the background doing things while our characters are doing things, and that just drives the story forward. I just think that's awesome. I don't know. He's my first teacher, so I'm glad I have him so I can level up my own DMing skills. So that is, huh? So that's all the notes I have on that session. I am super interested in next week. We are going to be playing the continuation of that, so I can't wait to see what happens next week. And so I think I will leave the stream here unless anyone has any other questions. So if you want to see me before next Saturday, I will be streaming with the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo, and we are going to be talking to people that are going to be at the next Page 3 convention. So I'm going to be an interviewer at Page 3, so I'm on the stream every week, and it's 9:30 at the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo, and you can join on Facebook or YouTube. And I think they're actually transitioning to Twitch as well. So if you're interested in that, I would highly recommend, if you are interested in the convention, to get your tickets. I had a blast last time I went. And besides that, I will see you next Saturday. Same time, same place. If there's anything you want me to go over on stream, any questions you have, please let me know, and I would be happy to do that. And as always, may your rolls be high, your spirits higher, and may your voice always leave wonders. See you guys next time.